5 years ago, I was 25 pounds overweight with a phone taped to my face, cold calling businesses, shoving them payroll. But today, 5 years later, I'm an online business owner and online coach that helps founders all around the world make their first dollar online and scale their business, and the owner of Phantom Brands, a company that grows and builds e-com brands for people in the NBA and NFL and existing brands. So how did I do it? This is my story. So in high school, I had an undiagnosed thyroid issue and my grades sucked. I honestly didn't give a shit about school. I said, this is unapplicable. I really don't care. I'm not going to use any of this. And so with that mentality, my grades were awful. I had GPAs in the twos, and because of it, I only could go to Arizona State to get my business degree. When I went to college, my entire plan was to go into sales. I said, I can make good money doing this. I've always kind of had a knack for communicating. This will be a piece of cake. When I went to college, the first job I got was in the Macy's stockroom. I was making $13 an hour, boxing and unboxing clothes with a bunch of convicts that were on probation. Literally, one of them had an ankle monitor. And the reason I chose retail is I wanted to work my way up to like a Nordstrom's so I could be selling and get some experience before I went out into the real world after I graduated. And I only lasted a measly 2 months at Macy's, and from there I went to Ted Baker, and then I ended up at Nordstrom. When I was in college, I partied like a madman. I mean, you can imagine, I was in a fraternity at ASU. Things were crazy, things were absolutely insane, and being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, and making a lot of money were the least things on my mind. All I cared about was girls, where's the next party, get good enough grades to pass, and figure everything out from there. I was very, very undisciplined. Against all odds, I went in and got out in 4 years with my degree in business management and sales, and I got a big corporate America job selling payroll and human resource software right out of college. Now, in this corporate America job is where everything changed. This is when the inflection point and the epiphanies, and I started to wake up about how the world really worked. So I was working in San Diego, selling payroll in a big corporate job, and I noticed all the politics. I noticed all the bureaucracy. I noticed the culture that I didn't sign up for. I joined this company to learn how to sell and to make good money. But what I got was not good money. I learned how to sell, but a bad culture. I was a cog in a machine. I mean, the people that could have fired me didn't even know who I was. It was an awful, awful environment. And in this environment, in this discomfort, is when I realized I had to become an entrepreneur. And the very moment everything started to click was when I found out that the CEO of my multi-billion-dollar gigantic company I worked for was only making $7 million a year. And hey, that's a decent amount of money. That's a pretty good amount of annual salary. But if I have to sacrifice 50 years in corporate America to make that in my 70s, that is not a trade I'm willing to make. And beyond that, the breaking point was the disrespect I received as a subordinate. See, when you're at the very bottom, anybody can really do anything to you and nothing happens. You're like, you're the very bottom of the ground. It really doesn't matter. And receiving disrespect ultimately led to my quitting, because I had a one-on-one with my manager, and this was during COVID, and we were in lockdown. I went from outside sales to inside sales. Things were not looking good. My small business market was also drowning, and she ripped me a new one. I remember just getting absolutely torn to shreds on this call. And the day later, I quit. I said, I'm going to figure it out. I'm not tolerating this absolute disrespect and nonsense. I know what I'm worth. I know my standard of how I want to be treated. And that level of pain took me to such a place of desire that nothing was going to stop me. Absolutely nothing. And from that moment on, I set my sights on becoming an entrepreneur. I knew to receive the respect that I wanted to receive, and also to make the money that I wanted to make, I had to own my own business. I had to put my will to the test and go for it. This was not a daydream. This was not this sounds kind of fun one day. This was an absolute need, and that's why I made it happen. We are all getting in life what we are tolerating. Plain and simple. In February of 2022, I launched my first business called Full Hearts LA. And this was a streetwear brand mixed with spirituality. Those were my two passions at the time. And I wanted to go into a creative industry and a creative business model that really rang true to who I am as a person. And the first year was full of ups and downs. We signed massive names like John Summit, Lonnie Walker IV, Khalid Kareem, and other people in the industry of entertainment, sports, music, you name it. They were wearing Full Hearts. We also got into stores that were selling Yeezy, Fear of God, Nike, Jordan. It was a crazy, crazy time. We also received orders from countries all around the world, like London, Spain, and Canada. I mean, it was a crazy time, but it's such a crazy grind. When you're creating a product, and I bootstrapped as well, I did not raise any money. I took my own money that I saved up and poured it into the brand. Literally every single dollar I had, I liquidated my stocks, my crypto, everything into this company because I went all in. I knew that if I had to take a risk, it was for the things that I wanted most. I could not play safe. If I wanted to do anything incredible in my life, I had to go all in. So I did go all in. And after the first year, I built some incredible relationships with the public figures that were wearing my brand. And this is when that sparked an idea in me. I looked at the marketplace of merchandise and public figures, and I said, they have an audience, they can market for free. Why don't they have any brand ownership or assets underneath them that they're pushing to their audience? And that's when Phantom was born. Phantom is a done-for-you service that creates brands for public figures and grows existing e-com brands. So I took my relationships and my expertise in fashion, in e-com, and direct-to-consumer, and I put it on a silver platter for multimillionaires with massive audiences. And 2 days after I launched my company, I got my first paid-in-full $10,000 order. One call, one close. It was absolutely insane. And 2 months after launching Phantom and getting those first clientele, I hit $98,000 in a single month. That is the power of high-ticket, qualified audience, stacking your skill sets in a done-for-you offer with somebody that knows how to sell. I remember the last day of the month, like it was yesterday. I looked at my account and I said, wow, this is fucking crazy. And this opened my eyes to a lot of things. One, brand is everything. He was a fan of Full Hearts. So having this sale was pretty easy because he knew the quality, he knew the fabric, he knew the designs. He was literally a fan of my brand. So when I said, we'll build it for you, he was like, done. Easy. The second thing is, gotta sell to people that have money. You absolutely have to sell to people that have the means to afford the value you can provide. And the third thing I learned is when you stack your skill sets, you can create a done-for-you offer that is irreplaceable in the marketplace. Brand, selling, client-facing, stacking offer, rich clientele, you're gonna make a lot of money. So 2 days after I launched my business, I had my first client at $10,000 up front like that. And everything changed from there. I targeted more athletes. I flew around the country. I met agents. I met managers. I met the athletes themselves. I met NFL champions and Super Bowl winners and all-star athletes all around the world. If you've ever seen the show Ballers, I literally live that in real time. And as the company is evolving and growing, I said, I want to create a personal brand. I've never done this before. I've never created content. I've been very anti-content, to be honest. And I said, I want to create some content and tell people what I've learned and my experiences and take them through it with me. As soon as I started my personal brand, I started to get a little bit of traction and people started to reach out to me about coaching, learning about how to start a business and acquire clients and create a product and market the product and back-end operations and all the things that I've been doing for the last years to come, but I've never taught to somebody else. And out of demand, I built my coaching business alongside Phantom. Phantom is still operating, helping brands get influencers, do paid media, strategic partnerships, all of those sorts of stuff that we've done for brands is still operating. But now I'm also coaching founders all around the world, Sweden, Ireland, Canada, the UK, Spain, US, e-com, service-based tech, you name it. It's been an incredible opportunity to really go in and help people. That is one thing as an e-com owner and a service-based owner, that it's not a direct correlation of help. Where when you're coaching someone, you're one-on-one or in a group setting with someone, and you're looking at how they're spending their time, their mindset, their beliefs, their offer, and you're really getting under the hood of who a founder is, and you can help them have breakthrough after breakthrough. It's an incredible feeling. Helping someone to that degree and literally forever changing their life. I just had a client of mine leave his 9 to 5 in 3 months of working with me from zero is insane. It feels incredible. And so what I would tell you about my story and what you can take with you is absolutely go for it. The growth I've seen in 5 years, I couldn't have imagined, but I just put my head down every single day. I refused to quit and I stayed at it. And I worked extremely hard and I had the belief in myself that I can do it. So if you're a founder and you want to have breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, and you want to work with somebody that's going to get under the hood, find your inefficiencies, and make you skyrocket through the moon, click the link below and check out what I've done. See some of the testimonials, see some of the work that I do, and how I get effective results with founders to help them grow their business, not only in their personal life, but also in their mindset and their financial life. And if you're an e-com brand, Phantom Brands is right below. You know we grow those as well. And one last thing, I do have a free newsletter and community that you can check out. Weekly updates on all my companies, on all the insights, and 3 free courses attached. Mindset, business, and value creation are all free when you sign up. Click the link below, join.phantom-brands.com, and get those right to your inbox right now.